Welcome to No BS blog, where we are gonna quickly summarize the whole blog. Here are the timestamps and enjoy. So starting off with gameplay additions, we're gonna have new major and minor augment for every perk, ammo mod and a field upgrade. And if you max out augments for an item, then you get also a second minor slot. On top of that, we're gonna get Toxic Growth back, which is a field upgrade from Cold War. And we're also gonna get Wisp T, which is kind of like Blood Wolf Bite from Black Ops 4, but the augments can transform this creature into many different creatures that have different mechanics, ranging from holding the last zombie alive for you to explore the map, or to just simply retrieve the power-ups that are far away from you, except nukes. Additionally, the random perk power-up is now in the random power-up pool that can spawn, but it only spawns after you acquire some set of perks. Melee weapons can headshot enemies. You can also be more precise with your attack trajectories and do heavy attacks. Melee weapons will now also give you more essence. Instead of a chopper exfil, you have now exfil booths, which spawn portals which you can escape through. However, to escape you gotta defeat an HVT enemy. Also, if other people in your squad don't want to exfil, then that's fine, because they don't have to exfil. Once you go through the portal and your game ends, their game is still continuing and they can still go further through the game. Armor wall buys are now more universal, where you can walk up to the same armor piece and upgrade it there, instead of searching for a higher armor wall buy. Also, ammo box prices are now specific for each weapon, and if your weapon matches the weapon that is on a wall buy, then you can also buy ammo from the wall buy for a cheaper price. Speaking of weapons, mystery boxes will not drop any scorch tricks anymore and won't drop any melee weapons. Instead, they will drop ether tools and your usual normal weapons. And pair it up with arsenal changes, which they increased salvage prices for the weapons to increase the rarity, which makes it more difficult to basically max out your weapon in early game, and also motivating you to spin the mystery box more often. Also, some trials will be replaced with TED trials, which, let me just say, they look horrible. But the only change really, gameplay wise, is only the perks that you don't have will drop from the rewards. And there's also gonna be a new mechanic where you can have overhealth, which gives you a temporary boost of health, or you can even enhance your health, which gives you maximum of 100 health points, which is kind of permanent, but once you lose it, you don't gain it back through regeneration, although you can restore it with stim shots. And now changes zombie-wise, which is actually, I think, one of my favorite parts, is that on round 55, we will have much fewer super sprinters than before, but as time goes on, as rounds go on, there will be more and more super sprinters. Additionally, armored zombies won't be able to super sprint and actually will be slower than other zombies. On top of that, armor will be less vulnerable to explosions for zombies, but bullet weapons will be more effective against armor. Additionally, there's gonna be audio cues where if zombies get stronger, then we hear a special audio cue that this is happening. There's also gonna be a new feature where if you slide into a zombie, they actually get knocked down, so without any augments, you can knock down zombies in Dying Light style. Now, it's not really gameplay changes, it's gonna be more of interface changes, which there's not a lot of them, because it's gonna be like Black Ops 6, where you can disable some HUD elements, you can enable some HUD elements, and you can have set layouts of HUD. But there's a new interesting thing, that there's gonna be HUD themes. What they said is some of them are gonna be resembling some of the older Call of Duty HUDs, which, if it's true, then people will go crazy over them. Also, when it comes to Gobble-Gums, you will be able to actually pick up and crush Gobble-Gums into essence in-game. The higher the tier of the Gobble-Gum there is, the more essence you gain. From zombie modes, there's gonna be, of course, the standard mode, there's gonna be the directed mode once Season 1 comes out, there's gonna be cursed mode, which is the confirmed leaks of a classic mode, but more on that later. And there's also gonna be Dead Ops Arcade, the third and first person mode as well, and of course the survival mode. So actually, cursed mode won't be actually playable the moment you boot up the game, and instead will be unlockable through playing the standard mode and finding cursed relics that will be toggleable changes for the cursed mode, basically giving you an ability to make your own classic mode. The changes you will be able to activate in Cursed mode will be ranging from turning off armor, or turning off ammo boxes, or enabling the 4 perk limit system. And also the point system will be taken from Black Ops 3's point system. And as game gets supported further, where there's gonna be more maps, there's gonna be more cursed relics, which will further restrict your abilities in the cursed mode. But remember that once you get your restriction, it also comes with benefits, which we don't know what they're gonna be exactly yet. Also, from DevOps Arcade, we're gonna be able to use Gums inside of DevOps Arcade. Although don't worry, because they realized that there's gonna be DevOps Arcade purists, and they actually have a mode where you don't have Gums. So Ashes of the Damned will be a big mix of nostalgia and fresh content. The map will contain a lot of callbacks ranging from Origins-styled power machines, or whatever they were called, mystery boxes, and there's gonna be also similar locations to, for example, Ascension. There's gonna be also a western town, a diner, a farm, and probably many other locations. The way you traverse through the map, the main thing you use to traverse the map is gonna be a track, which you have to first repair, and then as you go through the match, you can actually upgrade it, putting on abomination heads that will shoot laser beams into zombies. Or there's gonna be a Wonderwaff turret, which you can shoot from the top of the track. And also there's gonna be a Ted companion, which we don't exactly know what he's gonna do yet. And from what we saw, there's also gonna be jump pads. Enemy-wise, there's gonna be 2 new enemies. From what it seems, there's gonna be a Ravager, which is a ghoul-looking zombie that will steal your salvage and jump at you, kind of like a denizen from Transit. And also there's gonna be Zursa, the hellhound-looking bear basically, which will be the elite enemy charging at you and have vicious bees around him, motivating you to stay the hell away from him. You will be pack-a-punching your weapons actually from the truck, so you have a first ever mobile pack-a-punch machine, which is pretty crazy. And also we're gonna have a gauntlet-looking wonder weapon, which actually probably will have healing factors, because it's a vampire-esque glove, or whatever they're talking in the blog. And also there's gonna be disciple injections, which, you know, I'm just really hoping they're not gonna be as OP as mutant injections. Also, there's another blog that I posted, which was a lot of just augments, which most of the augments are actually the same. There's a few changes, like for example the turtle shell augment from Juggernaut, which gives you full mitigation from the back, but there's gonna be a partial mitigation damage from the front as well, working as a normal armor. I'm not gonna go over full augment changes, but I'm gonna say that Full Trade now has an augment that gives you Cold War armor, which automatically applies your armor plates that you pick up into your armor bar, which is actually really good. Or Melee Macchiato. If you hold a weapon and start meleeing, then you pull out your knife instead of trying to punch the enemies. Although even the normal Melee Macchiato punch got buffed heavily, because the punch animation itself is much faster and the damage scales up to around 30. And at the end, the most important piece of news is that during the beta you can actually play the survival mode of farm in zombies, which I'm gonna be playing a lot during the beta. So yeah, that's it. That's everything you needed to know about the blog post. And so yeah, if you enjoyed, then like and subscribe, and see you in the next blog posts. Bye.